Beneath the streets of San Diego, hidden in plain sight, lies a world most people will never see. A forgotten underworld of lost tunnels, buried history, and secrets that stretch back centuries. Most know San Diego for its sun-soaked beaches and the bustling Gaslamp quarter, but what if I told you that beneath this modern city, shadows of the past still linger? From the remnants of hidden speakeasies and smugglers' caves, to abandoned military bunkers and underground passageways, these forgotten spaces hold stories of ambition, survival, and deception. Some have been sealed off and others lost to time, but traces remain, waiting to be uncovered. Welcome to Voyager, I'm Armando, and today we're diving into San Diego's forbidden underworld. We'll explore the myths, the history, and the truth behind what lies beneath this city. Whether you've walked these streets your whole life, or if you're just discovering San Diego, by the end of this journey, you'll never see San Diego the same way again. Let's get into it. San Diego's streets are layered time capsules of the city's past. Beneath the asphalt lie a hidden network, century-old water lines, post-war electric grids, and gas pipelines that fueled San Diego's explosive growth. When workers dig beneath the streets to upgrade the infrastructure, they sometimes uncover forgotten rail lines and surprising archaeological finds, which we'll dive into a little bit later. Along the Pacific coast, atop the rugged bluffs of La Jolla, archaeologists in the early 20th century unearthed traces of some of North America's earliest coastal dwellers. This site, part of the La Jolla complex, revealed burial grounds and tools dating back nearly 9,500 years. Shell beads, grinding stones, and carefully placed remains suggest a society deeply connected to the ocean. In the early 20th century, archaeologist Malcolm J. Rogers first documented evidence of these early coastal cultures, characterizing them as the shell-midden people, and reshaping our understanding of the region's prehistory. At the base of the hill in Old Town San Diego, remnants of the forgotten past lie buried. For example, El Campo Santo Cemetary in Old Town is one of San Diego's oldest burial grounds, holding the remains of early settlers and a past that was paved over. Established in 1849, it was once the final resting place of 477 people, including the infamous James Yankee Jim Robinson, who was hanged in 1852 for stealing a rowboat. But as San Diego expanded, the cemetery was gradually swallowed by progress. A streetcar line cut through in 1889, and by 1942, San Diego Avenue was paved over part of the site. Many of the bodies were never moved, and today, brass plaques embedded in the sidewalk mark the forgotten graves. In the 1990s, ground-penetrating radar revealed at least 20 unmarked burial sites still beneath the streets, including the graves of children. Over the years, ghost stories have swirled around the site, with visitors reporting strange chills and spectral figures, and unexplained car alarm activations when vehicles are parked above the graves. Whether it's just local legend or reality, El Campo Santo remains both a historical landmark and a reminder of a city built over its dead. If you're enjoying the video or learned something new so far, please give the video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Now back to San Diego. Beneath the scenic waterfront of Mission Bay Park lies a forgotten environmental hazard, the Mission Bay Landfill, which operated from 1952 to 1959. Located between SeaWorld and Interstate 5, this 115-acre site was used to bury municipal waste and industrial toxins from San Diego's aerospace industry, including hazardous acids, cyanide, and paint waste. Many well-known companies dispose nearly 800,000 gallons of chemicals annually, often in unlined pits, allowing toxins to seep into the groundwater. And after its closure, the landfill was buried under 15 feet of dredged material. But concerns remain. Methane and hydrogen sulfide gases have been detected underground. and some studies suggest contaminants may be leaking into the bay and atmosphere. Despite these risks, no comprehensive cleanup has ever taken place. The toxic waste hasn't been removed or remediated, and the landfill is not lined on the sides or bottom to prevent migration of toxic waste. The site's toxic past has also halted major development projects, including a Ramada Hotel in 1983 and SeaWorld's long-standing hotel ambitions. Today, the landfill remains largely forgotten beneath South Shores, which is a quiet stretch of parkland masking decades of industrial waste. If you ever drive through there, near SeaWorld, you'll notice the roads are really bumpy, and this is because the land under the roads are decomposing at different rates. Tucked behind a small La Jolla storefront lies a tunnel to Sunny Jim's Cave, San Diego's only walk-in sea cave. Unlike its naturally carved neighbors, this passage was hand-dug in 1902 under the direction of Gustav Schultz, a German-born painter and entrepreneur looking to attract tourists. The tunnel's 144 hand-carved steps took nearly 2 years to complete, opening to visitors in 1903 as one of La Jolla's first paid attractions. During Prohibition, the cave took on a more shadowy role. Smugglers allegedly funneled whiskey and opium through its hidden passage, with some accounts suggesting it was also used to bring Chinese immigrants into the U.S. illegally. The cave earned its name from L. Frank Baum, author of The Wizard of Oz, who thought the entrance resembled Sunny Jim, a popular early 1900s cartoon character used to advertise breakfast cereal. Today, visitors can descend the same historical steps for a fee, tracing the footsteps of tourists, bootleggers, and fortune seekers into the echoes of a bygone era where history and the Pacific meet beneath the cliffs of La Jolla. Beneath layers of sediment near State Route 54, a routine excavation in 1992 unearthed something that could rewrite history: the Cerutti Mastodon site. Paleontologist Richard Cerutti and his team from the San Diego Natural History Museum discovered mastodon bones with unusual fractures alongside stones that appeared to be used as tools. When researchers analyzed the site, they made a staggering claim: the remains were 130,700 years old, potentially placing humans or human-like ancestors in North America over 115,000 years earlier than previously believed. The claim sparked immediate controversy. Critics argued the fractures could be from natural forces, while others questioned whether any tool using human species even existed in the region at the time. Yet the evidence, spiral bone fractures, strategically placed hammerstones, and a site seemingly undisturbed for millennia, remained difficult to dismiss. Further research claimed to have found traces of ancient mastodon bones on the upward-facing sides of 2 cobblestones collected from the site, suggesting they were used as anvils. Published in Nature in 2017, the study ignited heated debate in the scientific community. Were these marks left by Neanderthals, Denisovans, Homo erectus, or even earlier modern humans? Critics note that the rudimentary tools are far less advanced than any stone tool technology known to be used by Neanderthals, Denisovans, or even Homo erectus at the time. The mystery, like the bones themselves, remains buried, waiting for the next discovery to confirm or challenge one of archaeology's most debated findings. Now we're going a little bit deeper. Tucked away in the rugged canyons east of San Diego, the Sycamore Canyon Test Facility has remained largely hidden from the public view since the 1950s. Once part of the Camp Elliott Marine Corps training ground, the site later became a hub for missile and rocket engine testing. Defense giants like Lockheed Martin, Hughes Aircraft, and General Dynamics operated here, with Atlas missiles and Centaur rocket engines tested here in the remote landscape east of MCAS Miramar in the Scripps Ranch area. Though much of the facility has been dismantled, traces of its cold world past remain. A security gate off Pomerado Road still restricts access, while luxury homes now sit near the former test sites. Once a proving ground for aerospace technology, Sycamore Canyon now stands as a quiet, forgotten relic of San Diego's deep-rooted ties to military innovation and space exploration. Beneath San Diego's Gaslamp Quarter, traces of a hidden world still linger. In the late 1800s, Chinese immigrants facing discrimination built underground spaces that served practical purposes like storage and safe passage, though they were also rumored to be used for smuggling goods. The Kwong Building housed both a merchant store and an opium den as early as 1889. Prominent figure Ah Quinn played a vital role in building the city's infrastructure, creating a close-knit community in Chinatown. As a key labor contractor, he helped build railroads and downtown developments, often negotiating on behalf of Chinese workers to ensure fair wages. Buildings like the Spencer Ogden Building reveal hidden basement connections, possibly used during Prohibition. Though many spaces have been sealed or repurposed, their legend remains. Yet downtown, some documented tunnels do exist, but serve specific purposes rather than forming a connected underground network. The Courthouse Commons Tunnel, an $83 million, 23-foot diameter, 328-foot-long concrete-lined tunnel built to securely transport inmates from the downtown Central Jail to the Superior Courthouse, is one such example. This modified horseshoe-shaped pedestrian connecting tunnel is approximately 60 feet deep and crosses an active fault. Beneath the tree-lined streets of Mission Hills, whispers persist of an underground burial site at Pioneer Park, once known as Calvary Cemetery. This Catholic burial site was established in the 1870s and became the final resting place for many of San Diego's earliest settlers. But by the 1960s, the cemetery had fallen into neglect, and in the 70s, the city converted it into a community park, removing the headstones, but not the bodies. While a line of tombstones remains as a memorial on the park's edge, approximately 800 burial sites still lie beneath the park's grassy surface. In the 1980s, a controversy erupted when riders on a newly built San Diego trolley line discovered a pile of tombstones dumped in a ravine at Mount Hope Cemetery. Some of these were later encased in concrete as a memorial. The park, also known as Mission Hills Park, sits adjacent to Grant Elementary School, where children unknowingly play above the remains of long-gone people, making this park the subject of local urban legends and ghost stories. Carved into the rugged cliffs along San Diego's coastline, the so-called Rum Runner's Cave was rumored to be a hideout for bootleggers during Prohibition. Throughout the 1920s, smugglers turned to the sea, using fast boats to outrun authorities and stash illicit liquor in hidden sea caves beneath Sunset Cliffs. The cave, accessible only during negative low tides, features a distinct stairway leading into a series of tunnels with hollowed-out niches where candles were once placed. One tunnel reportedly leads to a previous exit point at street level that has since been sealed. Rum running thrived along Southern California's shores during Prohibition. In the 1930s, a speedboat was found in Coronado with 138 cases of booze and 2 deceased rum runners. Local legends persist about the sealed-off caves, where liquor was allegedly hauled into hidden storage. Though many of these tunnels and caves have collapsed or been sealed, they remain a fascinating piece of San Diego's Prohibition past, when the ocean itself became an underground highway for contraband. High above San Diego's rugged coastline, where the Torrey pines sway, one man carved out a home from the Sandstone cliffs. Nick Connell, better known as the Torrey Pines Hermit. He arrived in 1971 after tumbling into a ravine and having a vision of a wizened old man with flowering white hair and a beard who gave him permission to take up residence. With just a Bowie knife, pickaxe, and screwdriver, he slowly excavated a 2-room cave, carving bookshelves, a window, and even a sleeping platform into the soft rock. Over time, he adorned the walls with detailed paintings and bas-relief sculptures of religious figures, biblical and Mayan characters, Egyptian pharaohs, griffins, lions, and angels, turning his hideaway into a personal masterpiece. Despite the name, Connell wasn't a true hermit. He welcomed visitors, keeping a guest book signed by hundreds from around the world. For nearly 2 decades, he split his time between Torrey Pines and his hometown in New Hampshire, until park rangers discovered his illegal cave in 1988, when police investigators probing a nearby homicide happened upon it. After efforts to remove him failed, authorities filled the cave with concrete in 1990, though he managed to save some of his artwork by tearing it from the cave's southern interior wall just before. His story continues to fascinate as an unforgettable chapter in the wild beauty of Torrey Pines. Now let's go yet deeper. Near the cliffs of Point Loma, buried beneath layers of earth and concrete, lie the remnants of SanDiego's wartime guardians, World War II bunkers built to defend the Pacific coastline. Once part of Fort Rosecrans, these underground command posts, reinforced gun batteries, and lookout stations stood ready for a Japanese attack following Pearl Harbor. Soldiers manned base and stations, scanning the ocean for enemy warships and relaying coordinates to massive coastal guns hidden in the hills. Among the most impressive was Battery Ashburn, built in 1943. Housing 2 16-inch guns capable of hitting targets 30 miles out to sea. These massive 146-ton cannons were 68 feet long and could fire 2,340-pound shells at approximately 2,500 feet per second. The bunker at Cabrillo National Monument served as both a battery command post and one of the 5 base end stations for Battery Ashburn. But as military technology evolved, the need for coastal artillery faded, and by the end of the war, these fortifications were decommissioned, their guns scrapped, and many bunkers sealed off or left to decay. Today, visitors of Cabrillo National Monument can explore remnants of this history, including fire control stations, searchlight bunkers, and the battery command post. Though their weapons are gone, these silent bunkers still overlook the Pacific, reminders of a time when SanDiego stood at the edge of war. Beneath the heavily fortified border between Tijuana and SanDiego, a hidden web of tunnels snakes through the earth, illicit passageways used to move contraband undetected. While rumors of smuggling tunnels date back to Prohibition, the most sophisticated networks emerged in modern times, with cartels investing millions to bypass border security. The Sinaloa cartel has been linked to tunnel smuggling, with numerous tunnels discovered between Mexico and the US since 1990. Authorities have uncovered 183 illicit cross-border tunnels, many featuring rail systems, ventilation, and even elevators. In January 2020, officials found the longest cross-border tunnel ever recorded, stretching 4,309 feet from Tijuana to SanDiego, complete with lighting, drainage, and high-voltage electrical cables. In May 2022, another tunnel was found in Otay Mesa, extending 6 football fields in length, reinforcing the region as a hotspot for underground smuggling routes. Despite the SanDiego Tunnel Task Force working to locate and shut down these tunnels, new ones continue to emerge. While border patrols focus on checkpoints and securing fencing, the true battle against illicit trafficking continues underground, where every tunnel represents an ongoing war against the unseen. Additionally, beneath the flood-prone channels of the Tijuana River, Smugglers have exploited drainage systems and tunnels to move people and contraband across the border. Unlike the high-tech tunnels of Otay Mesa, these passageways often repurpose storm drains and sewage infrastructure rather than being purpose-built for smuggling. The river itself has made it both a favorable smuggling route and a deadly trap for those attempting to cross unseen. Border Patrol agents say human smugglers are exploiting the Tijuana River Valley culvert system, putting agents, emergency responders, and migrants at risk for drowning and exposure to highly toxic substances. As one tunnel is closed, another is often dug, keeping this underground battle between smugglers and law enforcement an ongoing war beneath the shifting sands of the Tijuana River Valley. Now let's go to the deepest places below San Diego. Beneath the rugged hills of San Diego's East County, abandoned mines and ancient caverns cut deep into the earth. In the late 19th century, the region saw a gold rush boom, with sites like Stonewall Mine in Cuyamaca and Eagle Mine in Julian drawing fortune seekers. Stonewall Mine, the county's most productive, yielded about $2 million in gold between 1870 and 1908, while over 200 additional mines dotted Julian after Fred Coleman's 1869 gold discovery. But many smaller claims were abandoned, their shafts left to rot, some say with gold still inside. Local legends whisper of hidden caches and lost tunnels buried under landslides, their entrances long forgotten beneath Cuyamaca Rancho State Park. Treasure hunters have searched for these lost mines, guided by faded maps and stories passed down through generations. Whether any great fortune remains hidden is unknown, but in Julian's silent hills, where the echoes of pickaxes and dynamite have long faded, the legend of lost gold still lingers, waiting perhaps for one final discovery. Whether you're here to uncover hidden tunnels, explore lost histories, or simply see San Diego in a new light, the stories beneath this city are just as fascinating as the ones above. If you enjoyed the video or learned something new, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content about Southern California and beyond. I appreciate you spending your time here with me today and hope it inspires you to keep exploring, whether it's in your own backyard or somewhere completely new. Life is all about the journey. To continue discovering more, click right here, and I'll see you in the next video.